Right before we jump into this video, if you want to get my free 11 Days to Better Photography mini video course, head on over to froknosphoto.com/11days to get started right now. Jared Polin, froknosphoto.com, and this is 2 previews for the price of 1 video, which is free, by the way. This is a preview of the Canon 77D and T7i. Now, the reason I'm doing these both in one preview video is because they basically have the same exact specs, and I'm going to go through those specs right now. 24.2 megapixel sensor. That's the same sensor that you would find in the 80D as well as the M5. Both of these cameras have a Digic 7 processor. It has a 3.0-inch vari-angle touchscreen, so you can rotate it, turn it backwards, do whatever you need. Great touchscreen, same thing you find on the 80D as well. ISO is 100 to 25,600 natively in full stops, meaning 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, so on and so forth, whereas the 80D maxes out natively at 16,000 ISO, but you do have third stop increments in that camera. Now, this is the first Rebel to go over 19 focus points, and also the 77D, which is new, so it's not a Rebel, it's slightly above the Rebel, but they both have 45 autofocus points all cross type. That is a lot of focus points to have in a consumer end camera. That's a great thing for anybody getting started in the game. Now, how many frames a second can you shoot? 6 frames a second using the viewfinder, and 4.5 frames a second in live view in continuous focus. And if I ever see you shooting in live view, continuously shooting photos, I will probably have to slap you in the face. That's a no-no. Use the viewfinder. It's much more stable to handhold it that way. Now, you can get 27 RAW files in a row using the UHS-1 card, and it has 1 SD card slot, which is rated UHS-1. Now, this is the first Rebel to add the dual pixel Cmos AF. This is an incredible thing that we found in the much higher end cameras that Canon offers. This is the first time they're offering it lower than something like the 80D. This comes in handy when you are shooting video in continuous autofocus, or if you're using live view to shoot photos, it's going to help you there as well. Now, video specs, 1080 at 60 frames a second with no 4K. Is that a deal breaker? Absolutely not. Consumers do not need 4K. Why? One, they can't watch it back because they don't have a 4K monitor. They don't have a 4K TV, most likely. They don't have a computer that's fast enough or powerful enough to handle 4K footage to go ahead and edit it and then spit it out. And they don't have the storage to know what to do with it. So 4K is not a deal breaker. Now, in terms of the compression, it does not have all-eye. So neither of these two cameras have the all-eye compression. They just have the IPB compression, whereas the 80D offers the all-eye. Less compression means a better quality video file, but also more leeway to work with it after the fact. You won't notice much of a difference as a consumer, but keep that in the back of your mind if that's a big deal for you. Both cameras have Wi-Fi/NFC/Bluetooth if you want to shoot wirelessly or doing any of those different things. And you can use the camera control app that is free that Canon offers. That's great. Now, the T7i lets you tether, and I believe the 77D should let you tether as well. Why does tethering come into play? Because if you shoot things for eBay or you shoot products for your website and you just want to connect your camera to the software that Canon has, you can go ahead and shoot photos and have it tethered to the computer without having to do anything else. That's a big deal for the people that shoot a lot of products, and it's the first Rebel line of cameras to allow you to do that. So those are all the specs that are basically the same in these cameras. Now let's look at the differences as well as the price. The 77D has back button focus. It has an extra button to allow you to do back button focusing, as well as a top LCD, which is not a big deal anymore because we all have a big screen on the back of our cameras that give us all the information that we need. Back when I was using a film camera, a top LCD mattered, not so much now. They also have a scroll wheel on the back, which is how you can change your aperture. That's nice to have back there, and it weighs 1.1 pounds and is $899.99. Now let's take a look at the T7i, which is priced at $749.99. It doesn't have that button. It doesn't have a top LCD. It's a slightly smaller camera that weighs a little less. It weighs in at 489 grams. Now, I did some research, and I found out how much is 489 grams. A US bill weighs 1 gram, which means it takes 480, yeah, that's right, 489 grams. Hey! Somebody's gonna have to clean that up. Not gonna be me. Let's see, what else? Oh, what they added to the T7i is a help menu visual screen GUI. GUI, that's what they call a GUI. Now that's gonna help people that wanna know what's the difference between aperture and shutter speed and ISO. It can help you do that on the screen. Now that's also in the 77D. It's just off by default, but it's on in the T7i. So if you're trying to decide between these two or an 80D, keep in mind that the 80D only goes up to 16,000 ISO. The 80D does 7 frames a second, not 6. It has the all-eye, so it's kind of a toss-up between all of these. You just have to think about it for yourself. We're gonna make a video that compares them side by side in the future, but for now, that is your preview. Now, if you have a lot of camera gear or just a little bit of camera gear, how do you protect it? How do you organize it? Well, go check out my app called My Gear Vault. Go to mygearvault.com right now to get a short preview to see exactly how it could work and download it in the Apple App Store. So that's it. Which camera's the right one for you? Leave a comment down below, and we will see you later. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.
Subscribe now. Watch this video.